You know why trucks are better than cars? Because they can make snow sculptures. Check this out. Oh, hey look, wood. Let's go build something. So what we're doing is we're building some stuff for my daughter's wedding. She's 23 and getting married. Here's a picture of their engagement photo when he asked her. Alright, and so what she wants to do is she wants to make, these are going to be little picture frames. We've cut that out of, I think that's quarter inch plywood. Believe this is birch, if I'm not mistaken. It might be oak. I know we debated between the two. Anyway, it's cold in the garage. Got a heater fired up, trying to take the chill off a little bit. What we're gonna do is we're gonna build little picture frame things. So these will go around there. And she wants the outside to be white and this to be stained something dark, and then she's putting vinyl lettering or something on there. And that will be displays and stuff like that around. Decoration, wedding stuff, I don't know. I'm just doing what I'm asked. So this is what we're doing. Spray paint these white. When you spray paint and it's cold outside, I left the spray paint out in the garage. So it's in a bucket of hot water, and this is just tap hot water. And I'm just trying to take the chill off of the can. You don't want to cook that, you don't want to make it too hot. Don't do dumb stuff, remember, that's a rule. So get that warmed up. It helps the atomization of the paint so that it sprays more even, gets you an even coat. This is just literally 99-cent cheapo paint got at Lowe's just a second. So next phase of this project is the actual scroll cutting. Hopefully you can see that. I'll see if I can see through the camera a little bit. There's a tree and a million hearts, and she hasn't even finished drawing all the hearts. That's how many hearts there are. A lot. So what I'm doing is I just got back from Lowe's where I bought the wood that we just painted. And I was looking at this very saw at Lowe's, and I was that close to buying it, and then I was like, wait a second, I think my brother-in-law has one of those. So I called him up, he's like, sure enough, that's exactly what he got for Christmas this year. So I said, can I borrow it? Absolutely. So I'm able to use this. So what this is it's more like a jigsaw, but in a scroll saw setup. So it makes it pretty easy. This is the Rockwell. Sorry about that. RK7323 Rockwell. It's not plugged into power. Safety first, right? So this hooks up to a shop vac. Got a shop vac down there. Goes in right here, so you can collect some of the dust. I'm sure there's still going to be some dust left over, but disconnect that for a second. You can swap the blades on this thing really easy. This was pretty cool. Kind of need two hands for this though. So you spin that out, push that in, and then this whole thing pops up. If I've spun that out far enough, up. That exposes the blade. So open this up. That's where the blade goes in. This is your release for the blade. Just push the red button down, pull that over, and just like that, the blade pops out. I need two hands to put it in though, so bear with me for a second. If you don't push it down all the way, I found this out. If you don't put the blade in all the way, then it spins sideways. I don't know if that's a feature or not. I don't have the manual for this, so I'm trying to figure this out on my own. It did that last time I did this, so I just have to reset it. Like, it's not going down in far enough. So again, I need 2 hands. Push it down. When it goes down all the way, then the blade stays straight. See how it's straight this way? That's when you know that it's locked in place and it's ready to go. So we are ready to begin. Let's fire this thing up. Gotta plug it in. Don't want to be a dumb guy. Let's see how well this cuts. Almost forgot my goggles. So the dust collection actually works really well. Got some shards and stuff that came off when I first started to go through the wood. I don't think that's so much a problem with the saw as it is just kind of the cheap and flimsy material we're working with. But, so anyway, I got to figure out how to fix that. But you can see I was able to cut. I had to do 2 passes because it was hitting over here on this guy. But it's going to take a lot of time, but we'll get through this. But overall, I think this thing's pretty slick. Works better than a, I don't know, maybe a scroll saw would be better for this with the teeny tiny thin blade. I'm not able to make some real sharp cuts with that. You can see kind of some jagged edges. So I'm going to end up having to clean up with some sandpaper, obviously, but what wood project isn't complete? Not a whole bunch of sanding. So anyway, that's the Rockwell Blade Runner CX, what the heck is this? Nope, RK7323. Rockwell RK7323. I'll put a link down below for the saw. It's portable, super light, very easy to use. Camera faces this way. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. Anyway. Once I got all of the information is key, I was able to cut it out a little easier. So it still has some flaws. I was using a really stiff blade. In fact, I'll show you what blade I was using at the beginning of this. I was using that blade, if the camera will focus on it. And it's made for wood, right? It's got some pretty nasty teeth on it though. What I ended up using is a blade that's made for metal. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna focus on it well enough. Anyway, the teeth on that thing are really small. One other key to using this to cut out something like that is I left this dialed out so that this just raises and lowers. So it's in place when I'm using it. I do my thing, and then I get to a point where I'm wedged in. I turn the saw off, lift that up, and then just lift my board up off of the blade. And then I can turn the blade back on and, reposition. So, I was able to do it pretty well. I mean, there's still some... Woo, excuse me. Wow. There's still some chips out of it that I'm going to have to do something with. And because I'm using plywood for this, there's a knot right there and it cracked. It's not all the way through, but it cracked right there. So when we work with this piece going forward, we need to be super careful with that. She's going to want this sanded up. I'm going to have to do a little cleanup, I can see that, but she's going to want it sanded and stained, I believe, is what her goal is for this piece. Anyway, we'll see what it looks like as it progresses. We'll do more shots later. Alright, just making the cuts for the frames around the wood. I don't even know what these things are called. Making frames, that's what we're doing. So, what I've done, you set up a stop block on your chop saw, and I made all of the cuts in the same direction the first time. See how those look backwards? Or not quite right, they're not finished yet. So I made them longer than they needed to be for the actual piece. And then I was able to move my stop block in to the exact measurement that I needed. And then I'm able to take the ones that are the same angle on both sides, push it up against the stop block, hold it in place obviously, and then cut, and that's my final cut. The stop block ensures that every cut is exactly the same. These ones are all cut. Stacks of the same ones over and over. So that will make our finished frames, and we'll glue them in place. I need to sand these and stain these first, but getting all these cut just so that I know I have them, and then go from there. Alright, got stain applied to the squares using English Chestnut number 233 from Minwax. It's pretty dark stain. She wanted a dark color, and this is an example of what it's going to look like when it's all done. These are just sitting on there for now, but get those things on there, and I'm going to use super glue to hold those in place. Alright, this project is taking way too long. This stuff's been sitting here drying for well over a week. So, pretty sure that these things are dry by now. If not, then we have bigger problems. So that's what they look like. She's going to do some vinyl lettering and stuff, and then these will decorate like the refreshment table, the gift table, that sort of thing, at kind of as decoration throughout the wedding. So I'll do a little bit of touch up with some caulking or something around the corners, but not going to spend a whole lot of time making it super pretty, but just to kind of hide the edges there. But that's the first look at the finished product. It's not perfect, right? It's not like a picture frame that would hang on the wall and show off fine art or anything, but for what we're doing, it's good enough. So this is Troy, DIY Home and Auto, showing off some projects, that sort of thing, things we got going on. Super busy at my house, so not a lot of extra projects happening, but give me a like, subscribe, and don't miss out on any of the new stuff coming. I've got some good stuff in the works, so that's part of why I'm so busy. But anyway, checking out. Be safe out there. Don't do dumb stuff. Do awesome stuff. See you guys.